Okay. So yeah, yesterday we were just reading this sentence, very important sentence. What is the purpose of human tradition? It is to evidence resolution, prosperity, fearlessness, and coexistence. Coexistence means living with complementarity. Fearlessness is the trust in the present. Prosperity is in producing in excess for of our family's needs. Resolution is living with justice. So,
This we have already read.
yeah. I was just trying to find the place. Did we stop here? I was just trying to remember. I think this was not read. Humans have not been able to find justice anywhere. We have not read that, I think.
This we have not read.
Huh.
Hmm.
Okay. So, mm, yeah, we can just start from there. Uh, Humans have not been able to find justice anywhere. When the Chief Justice of High Courts were questioned about it, they responded, "We do not administer justice, we merely render judgments." So again, just some small pondering we are coming to this is that we go to the courts or we file some sort of lawsuits or anything expecting that we will be given justice. But even the highest chief justice is mentioned here that I believe Babaji has talked to one of them, and they were responded in saying that they just deliver the judgments, that who is the culprit, and the culprit according to the law, what is the amount of penance or penalty that they have to endure, and that's what the judgment is given on that. And no sort of redemption or any sort of betterment is there for the Jeevan which is there present doing which has done wrong, but rather just a punishment. And that too, it is those punishments are not having any sort of positive rendering. Even after they come out, they are still lost. In fact, they have a whole situation to deal with where their relatives are not taking them or accepting them. They are still not able to find the work that they need. In the foreign Western countries, they have a very bad record, and that record reflects in the places they go to work. These things are checked. This is called a background check. So if by chance you just have a small sort of encounter with the law, you will just have that for the rest of your life as a reflection of your incompatibility or you're not worthy of some sort of places to be in. So you'll be rejected based on that. So if the judicial courts themselves are unaware of justice, can they truly be called halls of justice? Especially when these very courts instruct you to speak the truth, what truth can be expected from such courts? Okay, so here Babaji is saying they ask us for the truth or speaking the truth, but then they themselves are not uh, giving the rightful justice in that orderly fashion that they are expecting. Similarly, what task does the administration perform besides searching for errors and crimes and then attempting to prevent them by committing more errors and crimes? All personnel in the government machinery are deployed to these tasks alone. The essential element for human awakening is understanding. If understanding reaches every human being, then humanity shall be able to live justly. With justice comes prosperity, fearlessness, and coexistence naturally. Without justice, without living justly, resolution cannot be achieved. Yeah, I'll just finish this sentence. Therefore, justice is the backbone of humaneness. Justice is first evidenced in a wise family, and then in a society, and finally across the whole of earth as a universal orderliness. Living justly ensures that humans remain satisfied, happy, and resolved. Their trust in the present becomes firmer, and their behavior continuously refined. All of these are accomplished spontaneously by living with justice. Okay. I think, yeah, it is going on, but this is worth taking a look back again. So, searching for errors and crimes, then attempting them to prevent them by committing more errors and crimes. I think what here it said that we, in the name of war, we killed some people, and then because the other person has killed X number of people, we go out and kill even more than that in the name of war, in the name of crimes that the other person has committed. So I think that is what is reflecting here. All personnel in the government machinery are deployed to these tasks alone. Again, the word deployed is usually used for armies. And here again, as we mentioned just now, it is that what the government machinery does. It deploys personnel to create more crimes that they have been that maybe one terrorist might be have killed some few people, and we deploy all armies and armies to go out and find that person and also eliminate them in this same manner. The essential element for human awakening is understanding. So here again we are giving the reflection again and again that understanding is the most essential element, as it said here. If the understanding reaches every human being, then humility shall be able to live. Humanity shall be able to live justly. Um, this with this justice comes prosperity, means you will have more than you are wanting to consume, so you are having abundance, feeling of abundance. Fearlessness, basically you are not having any sort of fear with other human beings. You are essentially living in a sort of a bubble of trust where everybody who is around you is equally knowledgeable, and you are in relationship of a brotherlyhoodness, I would say, that appears within the families or the people who are you are connected with. So there is no fear as such, and coexistence naturally. So um, the feeling of coexistence comes naturally. It is not supposed to be worked on. When we are knowledged, when we are understanding, then we will involve with other humans with justice, will involve with them with justfully, and prosperity and fearlessness and coexistence occur naturally after that. Um, I was just looking at this documentary today, and I was astonished how the people, or the American people rather, are actually fed so much of this sort of fear that this will happen, that will happen, and they are always in a constant battle of who to trust, from the media to the I mean, the way the whole thing is projected to us, to them, is that us, the normal people who are out there, we are out to get their jobs, to get their resources, to get their uh, and any governance that is happening there is always projecting that the America is under attack all the time. They are always fed this kind of things from the news, and I'm just wondering how it is possible for a humane society to live in such a bombardment of the media and the reports and even the news channels. They keep on giving you a situation where they are always feeling under pressure, or always wondering what will happen the next second. So I thought of bringing up this point here. A lot of things that uh, and in fact, also what they are doing also with that is that they are also sponsoring some of the things by giving the money. We have found that some of these uh, efficiency government efficiency firms have found some sort of money which has come here to India, and that has procured some power to the local these people in elections, and it has rendered some sort of result. So every now and then we see that people who are taking the time to make the changes are doing it wrongfully, or they are doing it with a very cunning attitude. And we are always searching for that place that where we can find trust in the hearts. We also want to see that the normal masses of people are always looking for trust, but there is a group of people who are always trying to sponsor some sort of manial activity behind the scene and trying to make everything disorderly. And this is very I'm speaking of this because it is a little bit shameful to understand that some other country is giving us money to conduct our elections. So this has been found out by this DOGE that they say, Department of Government Efficiency in the US. And yeah, it is very like a very silly way of saying that even why did our elected members accept this kind of things. They accept this kind of money also from outside so that they can run the elections. But anyways, let's see what it comes to, what it concludes to. It is just a give and take of the trust not being portrayed, and I think it's a very small of a human to think like that, to act like that, to put fear in others, to get somebody elected so that they can have their agenda taken care of. Now we are also somewhat forced to buy some jets from America, and we are not even needing them. They are outdated. So I was also looking at that and how that money is almost taken away from us for the sake of war. And we are not going to start any war, but then we are supposedly going to get some jets from the US because we had signed some deals with them. So this was another thing that I just realized. A lot of problems that we are seeing are actually done under our without our knowledge rather, and it is very interesting times that we have the internet also to reflect on this. But yeah, transparency is definitely playing its role, and just like we are discussing right now, there will be situations and there will be panels where we'll be saying that no, this is enough, we don't want to buy any defense material or anything like that. We are not going to start any war, so why should we need this kind of artillery anyways? So yeah, I mean, something that some other country rejects or is outdated there, we are paying money for that, and then ultimately it is just going to come and rot here because we are never going to start a war. So yeah, it is just a matter of not gaining the trust if we keep on doing this kind of activities. So, without living justly, the resolution cannot be achieved. Therefore, justice is the backbone of humaneness. So, the point I was trying to raise with these words is that if we are not resolved, then we'll keep on finding this problems, and humaneness will never be achieved. So, the justice is there, and it is the backbone of humaneness. But yeah, would you like to add something to this?
Yes, Priya.
Hmm.
I think there are two terms. One is justice, another is judgment.
Hmm.
In our country,
Hmm.
if you think of judges and judgment, the judgment is faisala in Hindi,
Hmm.
whereas in judge is called Nyayadhish. But here Babaji is saying, uh, what Babaji is saying, according to that, the judges should not be called Nyayadhish, rather they should be called Faisaladhish. They
Hmm.
should not be called, because they are giving the judgment, they are
Hmm.
not doing justice. So that is
Hmm.
the difference. The
Hmm.
judges themselves are saying, I think Justice Venkat met Babaji and he told that we don't do justice, we give the judgment. Now, there is a very big difference between Faisla and there is another thing is Nyay. So
Right.
what I feel is I explain this in terms of a story which I read in one of the I think in American state. A person was caught who has
Hmm.
stolen bread.
Hmm.
So while giving the judgment, the judge said, now I penalize not this person, rather everyone who is sitting in this court.
Okay.
Why?
Uh,
Because why this person need to steal bread? So
uh,
it's a shameful for everyone.
uh,
For the society that a person just to eat food has to steal the bread. So
mm,
yes, whereas normally what happens if a person steals the bread,
mm,
we penalize him or put him into
mm,
power for few days, maybe a month
mm,
or two. Now,
right.
this that is not a judgment. That is not a justice. Justice.
Mm,
These days we are learning justice from. Shalini
Mm.
Didi, in a very, I think you are also attending
Mm.
those classes.
Right.
And what we have seen is that justice means where we have satisfaction to all the parties involved. You know?
Right. Right.
And it goes up to the not only the parties, rather everything. You know? The whole society, the everything which is involved, not only the two persons only, जिसको हिंदी में बोला कि अखंड समाज
Mm.
और द solution or resolution is a kind of resolution which is सर्वतोमुखी समाधान जिसको हम हिंदी में बोल रहे हैं दैट इज जस्टिस फॉर ऑल नॉट ओनली वन और टू पर्सन एवरीथिंग एवरी यूनिट ऑफ द और every form all the forms four forms which are involved in that particular incident there
Mm.
should be justice to all of them so
Right. Right.
justice is very big term it's not.
Mm.
And in our
Yeah.
courts, normally people commit mistakes and they are put behind bar. They have to spend a lot of money, and these things
Mm.
are happening. That is why these two things are totally different. That is my view on judgment and justice.
Right, right. I think in the future, when we are thinking of sort of giving judgments, even uh, or justice rather, we will not have so much crimes that are seeing that we are having today. I mean, it's a very interesting that people who will be resolved, they'll not be committing such heinous crimes first of all, and there will not be some petty crimes also. They both of them will be like literally distinguished. Sorry. What's the word I'm looking for? Diminished, because the small petty crimes will obviously not there because people are not holding the resources like they are today. So everybody will have abundance. First thing. Second thing, the heinous crimes will also not be there because people will understand that it is the Jeevan that needs the understanding, and as such, any crime that is done by the human body is pertaining to some sense gratification, and that sense gratification is a very low level or low way of thinking, animalistic way of thinking. So we will not have such crimes also happening, and it would be a wonderful world where we have so many shelves and shelves of these laws being minimalized to some just a small booklet where we are just coexisting with the four orders in a harmonious way. And I think that's a very good way of looking at it, that even the justice in the future will be very how do I say it, very proactive into the person's elevation. That means that this Jivan's elevation, it is not something that is the way it is right now, like caged line like animals, but a very humble and a very sensitive way. And in fact, half of the things they will not even happen is the crimes that we are seeing today. Indeed, India has its place where the crimes are also there, but still I would say that they are still not as violent as they are in the other countries. I mean, the amount of jails that we have is far less per capita per person. As we can see here, so many people are there in India, but the number of jails are not as many as there are in the western countries. And that we can also deduce that there are not so many crimes happening even though we have such a large population. But still, that doesn't justify that we are also doing everything with justful manner. I'm just saying that it's something that can be resolved very easily once we are all, we are wise, once we are all knowledgeable, and then justice will be actually a very small a book to go around basically. Yeah. So we have other users who have joined also. Who would like to read?
Oh, I can read, Bhaiya. No worries.
Ha, yes, Bhaiya.
Therefore, justice is
Sorry. Ha. Okay.
okay. Therefore, justice is the backbone of humanness. Justice is first evidenced in a wise family, then in society, and finally across the whole earth as universal orderliness.
Mm,
Living justly ensures that humans remain satisfied, happy, and resolved.
mm,
Their trust in the present becomes firmer and their behavior continuously refines.
mm,
So, I remember during one discussion,
Hmm.
what Babaji is saying, or
Hmm.
what we learn from the Madhyas Darshan, is not to penalize a person for committing a crime, rather to improve that person. Na?
Hmm. Hmm.
Instead of putting him or her behind the bar,
Hmm.
rather to improve that person.
Right.
Na? So that is a very, very important aspect, and that reminds me of a movie
Hmm.
of V. Shantaram, Do Aankhein Bara Haath. I don't know whether any of, I think youngsters may not have seen that
Ah,
movie, but I would recommend to see that movie. It's a very fantastic
okay.
movie in which how six prisoners or dreaded
Hmm.
prisoners are improved, or rather their way of living improved by the jailer of that particular
Hmm.
prison, who takes the full responsibility, although he doesn't get the support from the senior, but he says, I will try to improve these six dreaded criminals. I will bring them back to the normal life.
Hmm.
And he finally succeeds in that. So any of I would recommend the youngsters, Shivangi and Neelam Didi, to watch that movie, and they will definitely enjoy that movie.
Hmm.
Bhaiya, have you
Okay.
seen that movie?
बढ़िया.
Have you seen? Have you seen that movie?
I've not seen. Actually, I'll plan it to watch maybe this weekend.
Definitely. You
Yeah.
just see, and
Uh-huh.
then that will remind you what Babaji is talking about, the
Hmm.
justice. So that very
Hmm.
that movie, that person who has directed or produced that movie
Hmm.
had the vision at that time also in 1952.
Oh, great.
So
Yeah.
that is justice. And
Hmm.
Babaji, or in this, what we are reading is that it starts from the family. There should be, then it leads to the universal
Hmm.
orderliness.
Hmm. Yeah.
All that their trust. Yes, yes, Bhaiya, you want to say
Yeah, I
something?
just I just find it very interesting that how everything is so easily arranged, because when it says it starts with the family, it means that you are starting with the basic unit, which is the family, and then it ends at the human the world level. So again, we are seeing that when it says it starts in a wise family, then a society, and then finally across the whole earth, it means that universal orderliness is the root of it is actually just the family. Now, this was never comprehended in either idealism nor in materialism. This is again one of the unique features of this darshan, that everything starts and ends at the family level. Because if the family is resolved, then all the world is composed of is many families. So when the thing is resolved in the family, you will obviously see the reflections of the same in the whole world. And that's why it's saying that if a family is resolved, we will start seeing it that the society is resolved, because there's just a collection of families. And then people will start seeing that, okay, this is a very good society, or this is a very good country, they're having this kind of relationship with the four orders, the three orders, and themselves with the humans also. And they will also start incorporating these things. I think the internet and the technology will take this message very far and wide, and in no time also, I think when we say that something has gone viral, it also takes good things to be viral for a long duration. Because I think once this darshan becomes viral, in the sense that people will be just tired of all this chaos that is happening around, all the solutions have been found in here, be it the air quality, the water quality, the earth's global warming. I mean, there's so many basic solutions that are found with this darshan, that they and slowly will come to that understanding that yes, we need to be resolved, and this darshan seems to be giving light to that. And that once we are resolved, it's the family level, the whole world will be resolved, and that with our imagination, kalpana shakti, we can see that happening. We can see that if our one family is resolved, we can see that then 10 families are resolved, and then it keeps on going that way. Yeah.
Therefore, justice is the backbone of humanness. Justice is first evidenced in a wise family, then in society, and finally across the whole earth as universal orderliness. Living justly ensures that humans remain satisfied, happy, and resolved. Their trust in the present becomes firmer, and their behavior continuously refines. All of
Mm.
these are accomplished spontaneously by living with justice. It is said that one achieves these through accumulation of virtues, which I now understand to mean wisdom. In the tradition
mm,
of wisdom, humans spontaneously manifest their potential, ability, and receptivity.
mm,
Potential means that activity of caring, whether to it be delusion or awakening.
mm,
Delusion dissipates naturally upon awakening.
mm,
Humans are conformance units.
mm.
Should I continue to read or want to discuss?
Yeah, let's discuss.
The source
I
of understanding or delusion. So, yes,
mm,
here we are reading about the potential of a human being. You know,
mm, mm.
potential of a
And this
human being.
yeah, this
Yes, yes, Bhaiya.
sorry to interrupt. This is saying that it's accumulation of virtue, which is that it is said that these one achieves these through the accumulation of virtue, which I now understand to mean wisdom. So uh, the fact that we are in a line with or in orderliness with all the three orders and the humans, it also means that you are virtuous now, and that means that you are wise. And in the tradition of wisdom, humans spontaneously manifest their potential, ability, and receptivity. So, in the sense of potential, he says that means the activity of caring, whether it be delusional or awakening. That means that even a person who is not resolved, they will act in accordance to the mismatch of the three orders, and that is will be called as delusion. As people like us, we will see that this is rakshas manav or pashu manav, and we will see that this is animalistic mindset, or the exploitative mindset, that where everything is exploited. But we will be able to see it once we are awakened. So we have to also see that we have the potential to be at our highest, even though some people or some humans are there considering themselves that they are the highest, they are in delusion, and they are still trying to find their happiness and their quotient of happiness with materialism or with asceticism and renouncing and all these kind of things. So yeah, the potential is there in every human being. That's again one of the another reminders that we are fully capable of understanding darshan, and it is the highest yet, because it the fact, I was very amazed at one of the sentences, one of the dialogues that I was listening to by the saints. They used to say that the fact that something can be the smallest, it is its highest. It is its highest power or its highest greatness, you can say. So like the DNA is such a small entity which can carry the code of the human structure, and it's like the seed, the seed carries the seed of an oak tree, creates the whole oak tree inside the seed. So similarly, the DNA of the human being is such a small entity that every placement of the five senses, the nose where it's supposed to be placed, the color of the hair, the eyes, the ears, the sound, everything, the whole map, in less than a drop of water, just a minute very small one cell has that DNA, and that shows the magnanimity of that enormous ability of nature to keep its things preserved. So again, this darshan is also in such a way, it goes to the atomic level, and it shows that what an atom is composed of, that particles are there, and what is the Jeevan composed of, and its structure, and its the particles that are surrounding it. So this is the detail that the darshan is. It's such a vast darshan, and we can see it in how the small details are defined into it. And this has never been so like how would you say, transparently defined in even in the materialism nor in the idealism. We have never defined the soul so clearly. So that's why I'm saying that this darshan must be having that potential, that it can be taking to the vastness of the world, and indeed the world beyond, the worlds beyond, because it is saying so many minute things that even the ascetics for thousands of years are never able to see. Even if they have seen it, they were not able to describe it. So this is the thing, they were just saying that something is merged with something, and then they are not able to say what is it, What they're saying is you have to experience it. You have to go to samadhi and see it. It is undescribable. It is just the vastness is undescribable. That is how the idealism has put it. And the materialism are nowhere close. They are just stuck in this Higgs boson and particles and all those kind of things. They're still nowhere close to the Jeevan. So that is also one more thing that I wanted to say, that yeah, darshan is a very vast thing based on its minuteness that it has defined.
And about Jivan, also one important line is written that potential means activity of carrying, whether it be a delusion or awakening. So it
Mm.
can carry either delusion or awakening.
Mm.
Once we move towards the awakening,
Mm.
delusion dissipates naturally. So
Right.
that is a very very important line. कि
Mm.
जब हम सही की तरफ जाते हैं तो खराब अपने आप खत्म होना शुरू हो जाता है
Mm.
ना. तो द डिल्यूजन dissipates naturally. So this is a very very important line, that Jivan has the potential, but it can remain in delusion or it can awaken. That
Mm.
depends upon the free will of the person, where
Mm.
the person wants to take this whole content of imagination. It is totally upon that person.
Mm, yeah, yeah. I think one more thing I just wanted to, I just reminded myself is that if we are stuck at any point, we will always see through that sunglasses. I'm just saying the sunglasses in the sense of we will be filtering the information from that sort of vision. So any sort of clarity that we wish will also demand from ourselves within us, that we wear no sorts of filters within our eyes. Because for many years, I mean, I'm aware of this darshan for so many years, but still I had these glasses on of saying that idealism, that I have my religion and that my religion is the highest, or my religion has achieved the highest, and so anything that is now is must be lesser than that. So we have to also remind ourselves that whenever the aesthetics or the people or the darshan comes in this world, it is always been a better version and a better darshan. We can see it in the way it is being produced or pronounced, or it works on what kind of things now the previous darshans were working on. Kingmanship and how the king should be ruling and all these kind of things. Now suddenly the type of darshan has come which is about equality for all. The Jeevan is described here. No male or female gender is there. One of the amazing things that even Pathak ji said once was is that this book is written without any sort of gender identification. So if we read the whole book, we will never see a he or a she defined. It is always the Jeevan. And indeed, that is a very pronounced way of writing something, because that I mean, in today's day and age, there is some gender bias, but Babaji himself has always seen everybody at the level of Jeevan, and that means that he is seeing it clearly. He is seeing it more. He's not putting any filters basically, and we are also supposed to be the same. We should not have any sort of idealistic filters, because that will just slow the progress. I'm talking about myself. I have lost a lot of time trying to validate this darshan with other things that I have had in my past, and then I've realized that yeah, it is just that I'm sticking on to some delusions that have been there, and they were necessary at that time. Whatever was written, that was necessary for that time. But time is something that is here now, and what is here now in front of us, what we have felt, what we have seen, what we have heard from these people, the prabodhaks who have lived with Babaji, and how they have felt, what they have experienced. This is what we should be attaining to. This is what we should be grabbing onto, instead of arguing something that we have heard in books and read by somebody, written by somebody else. These are live people that we have in front of us. These are live people who have experienced something like that. So and then the darshan itself is so vast. So yeah, I mean, it's up to us how to take it. Are we taking it with awakening? Awakening means basically no filters, or are we taking it with delusion, basically with filters of the past, of idealism and materialism and all this kind of things? Yes, bhai.
Yes, you and me are speaking. Shivangi and Neelam Didi, any of you have any question or anything to add, please, you come forward.
No, it's fine, Priya. We can go ahead.
Mm.
Okay, 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 okay. So
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
humans are sanskar conformance units. Tradition is the source of understanding or delusion. Again, very important line.
Mm.
Humans are sanskar conformance units, है
Mm.
and tradition is the source of understanding or delusion. So uh, there is a possibility to create a tradition either of understanding or of delusion. So
Mm.
far it was of delusion,
Of
and very
delusion.
little, a few people said that we have achieved a realization, but they have not created a tradition earlier. So now, here in Madhyas Darshan, there is a scope, or uh, there is a direction that a person can live, or the society can live in understanding, and the tradition can be created. That is a very, very important aspect. The
Mm.
traits of tradition are instilled in a human child from birth. Thereafter,
Mm.
through their diligence and quest, they become liberated from delusion upon attaining wisdom. So,
Mm.
the traits of tradition are instilled in a human child from birth. Whatever traits
Mm.
are there, they are instilled in a child. Whether they are that
Mm.
there is a tradition of delusion or of understanding.
Mm.
If it is delusion,
Mm.
a tradition of delusion, then again there is a chance that a
Mm.
child can become liberated from this delusion through diligence and
Mm.
quest. That they are very, very
Mm.
important aspect.
Mm.
Liberation
Mm.
from delusion signifies living in alignment with Jeevan's awakening. The education we have received from tradition so far is primarily focused on living in alignment with the body, akin to animals. So
Mm.
that body
Mm.
consciousness or animal consciousness, that is similar. Na?
Right.
So there was the education we have received from tradition so far is
Mm.
primarily focused on these things: how to earn more, how to eat more, how to collect more, how
Mm.
to that is
How to
happening in
compete.
our society. Yes,
Mm.
Bhaiya, you
नहीं
wanted to
नहीं,
say
yeah, I
something?
just wanted to add how to compete, how to
Ah,
किसको कैसे के पास से पैसे पटा लेना, this kind of things, how to fight,
hmm,
debating,
hmm.
all these kind of things. Yeah.
Bhaiya, I have a phone. Just एक कनीरा
Yeah.
जा. You please
Okay.
continue for 1 minute.
Sure, sure, no problem. Okay. So yeah, the education we have received from tradition so far is primarily focused on living in alignment with the body akin to animals. This emphasis is evident in the obsession for profit, sex, and consumption fostered by such education. We are seeing that we are just, as I said, how to make someone lesser so that we can take money from them, how to attract a partner, and maybe use deceiving measures also, and to get your quest or thirst of contemplating with a partner fulfilled. And then how consumption is fostered, like consumption of a lot of things, like we were watching this movie Buy Now, and how these programs have been created of one click buying, and how it is patented by Amazon, and all these kind of things, that they just have to or the user just has to click one click, and the payment just goes through, and you are set, and the products are delivered to you. So consumption based mindset that is being created by the markets, and that's what the education system is teaching us, and it's all leading to some sort of the earth becoming a sort of a backyard of junk, and of wasteful products, substandard products, products that are polluting the air, water, and earth also. Because I keep on saying it to the kids that I visit. Every time we buy something, we are continuously saying a yes, that you continue your business, we are giving you business. So we have to be very careful in that sense, as a responsible person, of what we are wanting to continue in this day and age. uh, we are seeing a lot of things are being slowed down also, a sort of a wave of how do I say it? The wave of rejection is coming along, especially after Corona. We saw that so many people realized that life is so short, life is so vulnerable, and they started to do what they were passionate about. They started to revisit what is life about. And we are seeing that after corona, nothing has been the same. Even working models have changed. uh, People who are focused on relationships, they are having the business that is still surviving. People who are fostering good relationships also, they are surviving. But others are having the trouble. People are leaving their jobs. They don't have any sort of commitments. It is very hard to keep the workforce, because you are actually uh, sort of using the mechanism of exploitation, and that is being felt, and that is being heard, and that is being felt by the whole world. It's not just one places, but the whole world is feeling that. And then people are just trying to find a new way of living actually. So the model or the way of living actually is true for all. And this is what's the beauty of this darshan, that if we have such sort of people who are aligned with the all the orders, then there will be also a lot of people who are attracted to this kind of living, and that indeed will create harmony for the whole of mankind. Yes.
Okay. However, human nature is fundamentally distinct from that of animals. Humans are multidimensional expressions seeking resolution and prosperity in ways unparalleled by any animal, plant, or stone. This
Mhm.
is a very important line, that
Mhm.
humans are multidimensional. So
Right.
although most many times human go or behave very much like an animal or has the body consciousness, but basically the potential of human being is that it is multidimensional, and
Mm.
it can uh, however, humans are multidimensional expressions seeking resolution and prosperity in ways unparalleled by animal, plant, or stone. So
Mm.
this is totally different than animals, plants, or stone, which
Mm.
human beings can do.
Mm.
They cannot do. If a plant is not able to get the water or
Mm.
other minerals from the earth, the
Mm.
plant is unable to do anything and it will very soon die. But
Right.
it is not the same with the human being.
Mm.
Human being can have multiple ways to earn, multiple
Mm.
ways to grow, multiple ways to produce things. So he
Mm.
can or he or she can easily survive as
Yeah.
far as body consciousness is concerned. So
Mm.
the prosperity is there very
Mm.
easily. Human beings can reach to the prosperity
Mm.
and
Yeah.
to the resolution.
I think I
Anything. Yes, Bia.
I think the youth of this generation is very much in need of this kind of words, especially the education system, which is like from the, say, the sixth grade up. I would say that I'm trying my best to achieve this through visiting the schools. But if this sort of information was there, that we need the three orders to survive, and if this was just pronounced very nicely and put forward to the education system, I think a lot of businesses would change tomorrow, because the kids of today are actually just following the footsteps of their parents or of the society. What do you want to do? I want to become a doctor. I want to become a pilot. I want to become. I was just reading these essays, and I just thought of what were the children wanting to do. Some of them want to become cricketers. I mean, all that is good and nice, but none of them have actually mentioned that I want to be an environmentalist. Maybe I think I've read one of them being that I want to make a waste processing plant or something like that. That's what one of the kids wrote. In the future, what do you want to be? So the point is that a lot of things are just following hand in hand what is there in the past, and there is no such new sort of weighing or thought process coming. As we discussed earlier, that the Jeevan is Akshay Bala, means it's having an infinite amount of power and strength. So I'm just saying that if that strength and power is given a little nudge towards the right orderliness, or the information is of orderliness is given at the right time, then I think a lot of things can change in this world. So we definitely, as teachers or as learners of this darshan, need to pull up our socks. I'm just talking to myself. I'm not talking as others, But I think I really need to pull up my socks and direct, be ready for that event when we will be required to say, okay, what do we need to do with the education system, and then we should have the answers as such that this need to stay, we need to change this. This is how we're supposed to tell it to the people or tell it to the kids. And indeed, that is the way, the easiest way rather to achieve the result. Because if we wait, they will be all again absorbing, because kids are like sponge. They will be absorbing the things that they are seeing in the surroundings. Then we'll take another half of our life to erase it, and then another half of our life to instill the right things. So I think for the kids to get it the right way is very important also. Yeah.
Yes, whatever we are reading, it is not for others, rather first for ourselves.
Yes, we
We
have to pull
yes.
up our socks. Yes, yes, yes.
And not only to I give more emphasis to the conduct rather than the words. If a
Mm,
person is speaking very beautiful words, but in
mm,
practice he or she is not doing uh,
yeah.
his or her task properly, then
Yeah.
it is of no use.
Yeah, the kids
Important
will
thing is,
identify us very quickly. They will
yes,
be
yes.
judged very quickly. Yes, you're very right.
Yes, it
Mm,
is. It is very important to learn good things and to implement those things in your life. So
mm,
that is the important aspect. So you very rightly has said that yes, we are reading it for ourselves. Na? That
mm,
is a very very important thing. How
mm,
we can improve, how we can understand. First is the understanding, then is the conduct.
mm,
First, let us understand what the right things are. Then
mm,
let us bring those things in our behavior, in our
mm,
conduct, in our attitude.
right.
Those are the very, very important aspects. Unless we do those things in our attitude or our conduct, it is
Mm,
of no use. It is simply talking. ना सिर्फ
right,
बातें करने से कुछ नहीं होगा है ना.
right,
Only thing is, the thing is we must implement all those things and we must
right.
try, and with practice I'm sure we can do that.
Yeah, I think it will be a 180-degree shift on the way we are right now, because until now, the idealism has taken over our mindset and our way of talking, even with the way of thinking. And yeah, I mean, it's literally we have to be very careful, not in the sense careful, but we have to really, really go deep within ourselves and to fix some of the things. It's almost like healing yourself, you know. We then once we are healed, we'll be talking differently. We'll be, since we are resolved, we'll be understood also differently, and we'll be understanding things differently, and as such, we'll be also acting it out differently, pronouncing it with words differently. And definitely, yeah, that's the only way to the the darshan take being carried forward to the next generations. Yes.
Hmm. But yeah, in my view,
Mm.
this 180-degree shift is only in thoughts. As far as our conduct is concerned, even
Mm.
if I see my previous life, it was not bad. Na?
Mm.
But I
Mm.
had many questions. Why
Mm.
someone behaved like that? Why I got hurt? Why I got angry? So those things were there. But
Right.
I can't say that my behavior was very wrong. There
Mm.
were certain questions, there were certain behavioral aspects,
Mm.
minor corrections were required. But as far as thought is concerned, you
Mm.
rightly said it is 180-degree shift.
Ah,
Earlier we were believing only on idealism or that of materialism. Now
right.
we are understanding with philosophy, and
Right.
it has given the answers to many of the things, especially related with the life, especially
Mm.
related with the Jeevan, especially
Mm.
related with the consciousness, and
Mm.
which is the real thing in my view,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
the most decisions are being taken place.
Yeah, I think one of the most fundamental things that will change with this darshan is that people will be aligning with them, with others' jivans, who are actually giving them the more clarity towards the darshan. Because the way I understood it is that Babaji was always for resolution, and that too he wanted to start with his within his family. Uh, since it was accepted with X amount of gravity, he's sort of thinking that let me go and give out to the people who are actually curious and actually wanting to understand the darshan. So again, he what he did by this is project that the whole world is one global family. First thing. Second thing, that he is saying that there is no such thing as a blood relative when it comes to the dispensary of the darshan. It's basically someone who is jigyasu, who is curious, we will go out and we will try to experience like explain to them, but also we are actually in that direction and expressing it to through our behavior also, first of all. Then we will go and try to explain it to the others. But the point I'm trying to make is that we will stop connecting with those people who are taking us down. This is the very important thing. Sometimes when we have relatives coming to our home or our visiting us, we will be putting up the fake face, or rather fake identity. Yeah, we are so happy to meet you and greet you, although we know that they are miserly people, or they are there to take our resources. They are just come to exploit us, XYZ. Yet we are still getting involved with them just for the sake of the relative, or this is our relative phenomena. Now, rather, when we are clear with darshan, am seeing and I'm feeling that we will be more in line with our heart's clarity, and then our heart will also be less how do I say, suppressed, and we will be more joyful with our relations, not relatives but relations, be it with anybody. Like, we will be joyous by seeing everybody who is around us, because we will know that they are there to elevate our Jeevan, and we are also there to learn from them and to add to them also. So this will be the very beautiful part. Psychology and all these problems that are creeping in slowly will slowly fade away also, because one of the things that we are seeing that in India also is happening is that a lot of mental health issues are occurring, and one of the reason is that we are suppressing our emotions, or somewhere down the line we are connecting with people we don't respect, and yet we just have to do it out of primitive notions or primitive beliefs, and that will also fade away slowly. Yeah, so that's
This
about it.
this wonderfully you have explained what is 180-degree shift. Like
Mm,
someone earlier coming to our home,
right.
and suppose we have the negative image of that person,
Mm,
we although were two-faced
mm,
attending them, but
mm,
internally we were not happy. Now, after understanding the coexistence, the scenario has totally changed.
mm,
Now we are attending them, respecting them, and enjoying with them. Though
mm.
this is a major shift, this is a 180-degree change in our character with the knowledge of Madhyas Darshan.
Yeah, yeah. I think it
Hmm.
both ways. It goes, if you are having a mindset shift, and that I'm just using this. Don't take it at face value, but I'm just using it as expressions. 180 shift means basically you are looking at it as a point of view, as a holistic way of looking at it.
Hmm.
So that is always a different way of looking at it compared to what you look at it from the Earth point of view. When you go to the sun, for example, you put the center as the sun, you will see that the planets are revolving around you. But when you are sitting on the Earth, you will see that the sun is revolving around you. So that is again the point of view that we are just changing the perception from where we are. We change our own position and we say that we are part of a coexistence, and this person or this relative of ours, whoever it might be, is X amount of knowledge or X amount of place that they are there in. So we will try to show them that, look, you are also thinking like this because you're thinking of a materialistic point or idealistic mind point, and there is another mindset that I would like to maybe give you guidance to if you are interested in. So yes, and if they still listen to it and they still go to the animalistic mindset and they keep on saying that we are better off than you, than whatever it is, then we will also disconnect with them, and it is necessary to disconnect with them. Otherwise we will just be dragged with their delusions, and then we will feel also not in the space that we are of clarity, and we'll always feel that we are also burdened with their being. Yes, Nilambavi.
Yeah, but yeah, just wanted to know, humans are multi-dimensional expressions. What is the Hindi version, if anyone can help with that?
Um, I will have to search actually. I'm not
Okay,
having.
okay. ठीक है, I will find out, no
Maybe
problem.
we can
Okay.
post it in the group once we find it.
आप इसे
But yeah,
बहुमुखी प्रतिभा कह सकते हैं, बहुमुखी, मल्टी
okay.
डायमेंशनल, है ना, जो जिसकी एक
प्रतिभा।
डायमेंशन नहीं है, बहुत डायमेंशंस हैं, तो
Mhm.
बहुमुखी कह सकते हैं हम उसको।
Mhm.
हम्म।
हम्म।
Mhm. And there's a comma after that. It's continuing, seeking resolution and prosperity in ways unparalleled by any human, any animal, plant, or stone. So we have a special way, in sense of seeking resolution, and prosperity, that the animals and plants or stones will never be able to ever feel or ever achieve. That's the human, like, multi-dimensional expression. So we'll never be able to equate to their thinking, or that their way of evolvement will never be paralleled with ours. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm. We can read forward.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, time is over. I think we can stop it
Acha,
here.
yeah, yeah. Okay, right. So I was not looking at the. Okay. So yeah, I think it was a good realization of today. And although I'm trying to give some examples here, I'm just trying to make it more clear, I think. Uh, do our young viewers have anything to add? Maybe we can just leave 1 minute to them.
यहाँ पे मल्टी डायमेंशनल का मीनिंग मैं देख पा रहा हूँ, बहुआयामी, है ना?
Hmm.
यानी बहुत पहलू का कोई, दैट इज द, मतलब बहुत सारे चीजें कर सकता है ह्यूमन, बहुत सारी चीजें सोच सकता है। मतलब
Hmm.
कितनी चीजें हो सकती हैं जो ह्यूमन बीइंग कर सकता है, सोच सकता है, ये देख ही रहे हैं
Hmm.
ना
Yeah,
हम
yeah.
लोग, कितनी क्रिएटिविटी है, सो मच ऑफ क्रिएटिविटी अराउंड अस। सो दैट
What
इज बिकॉज ऑफ द मल्टी डायमेंशनल नेचर ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग।
what we can imagine, we cannot do. What we do also, we cannot consume. I am remembering those words that Babaji has said. Yes.
But still there is so much of creativity
Hmm.
in and around us, where
Infinite.
that indicates that a human being is multidimensional.
Right. Right. But yeah. So uh, I believe their mics are still mute, so maybe they will not have to add anything. So we leave for today at this point, that yeah, understanding is the truth, and then we need to understand the truth. And once we are resolved, we'll be acting it in that accordance, and otherwise we'll be still delusional, and that delusional will always bring disorderliness and unhappiness. So we leave with that thought. I'm wishing everybody a good night. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time.
Very
Thank
good
you.
night, Bhaiya. Very good night, everyone.
Okay.
Good night, Bhaiya. Both of you all. Thank you. Bye, Shivani. Shivangi.